Hello, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is I've Got Guts, a podcast about living and thriving with chronic illness.
And all the things that take guts to say out loud.
We're here to talk about the hard stuff, the stuff that's messy, complicated, and often left unsaid.
From chronic illness to everyday life, we're creating space for honest conversations, real connection, and a lot of laughs along the way.
And just so we're clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two best friends sharing what we've learned and what we're still figuring out.
So you don't have to do it alone.
Hello. I almost said happy October, but it's actually not October yet.
That's because you're so excited for fall.
I really am. It's September 29th.
So we're almost there.
2 days.
Yes. Almost there.
I love the burr months. October, November, December. And then I'm miserable.
And then everything at the beginning of the year is the worst.
And then it gets real dark. Like January, February, yuck.
Yeah. But
Except for Anthony's birthday.
What about March? Starting
March.
to see
March
St.
is
Patrick's Day.
Yeah, but then it's like still chilly.
Yes. Then we have April.
Long time till the summer.
April really is the longest month of the year.
May we're getting there. Maybe it'll be summer soon.
And June, we're like, yes.
Finally.
I love this. And then summer, well, those are our favorite months, obviously. If you've been following along.
Because we have freedom. We're not free anymore.
We're not free.
Okay, well.
Speaking of not being free, let's get into thorns.
Mine's pretty deep.
Okay. Do you want me to go first? Mine's pretty light.
Yeah, you go first because yours is light.
Okay, so my thorn is that my esophagus, as you all know, is very angry. And I've been burping so much. Like this upper air is ridiculous.
I know because you're trying to move things down.
Yes. And I honestly haven't had a lot of upper air recently, up until now. And as we're sitting here getting ready to record, I'm just belching after belch after belch. And I'm like, what's the best way to burp politely if we're in the middle of recording?
Anthony told you to breathe like a dragon.
He's like, burp in your arm with your mouth closed and let it come out of your mouth. I'm like, I might vomit, but I'll give it a whirl.
breathe the burp out of your nose like fire.
The problems we deal with when we have achalasia.
I think people don't realize when you have a kind of paralyzed esophagus, a burp isn't, we're not being rude.
No.
It's literally how we move things down.
Yes.
It's a survival mechanism.
It is. And it's just, I went for a run prior to coming here, and I'm going on my long run 9 miles tomorrow. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I really need to eat something to fuel myself. So I had some egg bites, which were amazing, great protein. But as I was rushing to come here, I ate it kind of quick. I should have just taken it on the road and brought it in the car, but I didn't. So now that I'm kind of paying the burping price currently. So that would be my thorn.
I'm sorry. That's a bad thorn.
It is. My kids in my class, though, they're really getting a kick out of it.
I love that you burp in front of them. My kids wouldn't know the difference. They'd probably cheer me on.
I just model manners. I'm like, you know what, friends? Sometimes Mrs. O'Reilly's got to have a little bit of a burp, and you use your manners and you turn away, close, and just say, excuse me when you're done.
Yeah.
But, they're all laughing and then they're trying to imitate.
Burps are funny.
And then they're forcing themselves to burp. It's just like a big old burp factory.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's third grade for you. It's better than fart factory.
You know what? That's true. And there's been years we've had that. And I used to have to be like, friends, just take a step in the hallway for the sake of the class.
You get a toot pass.
And you don't even need to ask for it.
I am the most understanding teacher in the world. If you need a fart, go fart.
Yes, listen, we talk about it all. Learning the manners around our bodily functions. Yeah. All right, well, that's my thorn. What's yours, Rome?
So my thorn has frustrated me a lot this week, and it's this ridiculous claim that's going around that Tylenol causes autism. And
I knew that was a hot button for you.
I can't tell you how infuriating this is. And the reason it is because there's zero solid evidence to back this up, and spreading that kind of misinformation is dangerous. So picture a pregnant woman with 102-degree fever that sees that headline and decides not to take Tylenol because she's scared, when in reality, that fever could do way more harm to her baby than a safe dose of Tylenol ever would. And I'm so tired of this constant blame game aimed at women. And it feels like every time we turn around, there's a new way to tell women they're doing pregnancy wrong. Enough.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing for me is the idea that autism is something that needs to be cured. It drives me crazy because I have literally spent half of my life working with autistic individuals, and I feel like I'm going to cry. They have taught me more about compassion and connection and joy than most neurotypical people I've ever met. And autism is a part of who they are. And to take that away would be to take away them. And they are not broken and they do not need fixing. They just need to be seen, supported, and celebrated for who they are. This really upset me this week because I love so many people with autism, and this idea that they need to be eradicated. I hate it. I really hate it.
I know. And you've literally dedicated, you're going to be emotional. You've dedicated your life to working with this population, and you've done so much good. And you've seen what is capable, right?
They are amazing human beings. Their minds, the way that they work and the way that they move through the world. We could learn so much from them.
We do learn so much. There have been years where I've had a few kiddos who have had autism in my classroom. Cognitively, they are brilliant. They were brilliant.
Yes.
And to watch them be in the regular ed setting with their aide and just thrive and just see that my class appreciate them for who they are.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
I still have a student. I had her when she was in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and she's now a senior in high school. She still texts me every year on my birthday, and I don't even blink an eye anymore. The first time she did it, I said, "How did you get my phone number?" And she goes, "Simple. I looked through my dad's phone and got it from there." Of course you did. And every year on July 7th, she never forgets a date, I get a text from her, and she, calls me by my maiden name. "Hello, Miss Cordero. Just wishing you a happy birthday. I'm here to spread happiness. That's me." And I love her. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. So
I know how frustrated you are when this all came out, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But what a thorn.
What a thorn.
Right?
Yes.
I told you my thorn was way lighter.
Yeah, way lighter.
But sometimes the reality of life is these thorns can be really, really tough, right? And really strike a chord.
Yep. Very, very much so.
Okay.
Let's lighten things up with some roses.
Some roses. Okay.
Let's
so I have a whole book here that you don't worry, I'm not going to read aloud to you guys today, but I have Hoda Kotb's new book here called Jump and Find Joy. And it's just so ironic. This is my rose, not the book, but the book is part of it. So yesterday, or when you're listening to this a couple of days ago, we were sitting in my kitchen and we were filing for our EIN number and formalizing our LLC. Guys, we're official.
Yeah.
It was just so exciting. So this is happening. And I just feel like it's such a rose because a year ago, exactly on that date,
which is crazy.
You and Anthony sat with a bottle of wine. Well, Anthony wasn't really sitting with the wine, but we were. And we were enjoying some wine. And we were brainstorming our podcast. And then exactly a year later, there we are filing with the IRS.
So crazy.
Right? It is so crazy. And that picture of Connor was just so adorable. He was so excited for us.
I know. He really was.
So then this book arrives, right? Yeah. And it's all about taking that leap, taking that jump. So I'm going to read this quote, and it may resonate with you because you may be in a point in your life where you feel like you want to make a jump. And I think for us, starting this podcast was a huge leap. It's something we have had on our heart forever, but life is challenging. Life is busy. Life is crazy. But to really take the time to go after something that's important to you and chase a dream is just amazing. So in her book, she says, most of us only daydream about a bolder, brighter existence. It's easy to forget or deny that we are the architects of our destiny. As leadership coach, Sharma writes, no matter the difficulties you may be facing, remember you are still a conscious creator of your life. And I love that because I know so many of our listeners have difficult days, have days where you barely get through. We've been there, right? But remembering that you are in the driver's seat, you are in control, and whatever you want to do with your life, you can do. It really is so true. And I think sometimes it just takes a little bit of courage. It takes the right timing. It takes following your gut.
I love it.
Trust your intuition. And so that's my rose this week. And it was just beautiful timing, right? With the thank you, universe, for that you coming over that day.
Right.
And we were both exhausted. when
Yes.
I had a long day at school, but I was so looking forward to you coming over and to doing that. And then the book arrives because it literally just launched. I pre-ordered it.
And I saw it on the table and I'm like, I need to take a video of you sitting here typing in this information to get our EIN while this book is, I just felt this powerful urge to do that.
Yes. So stay tuned because I have a feeling I'm going to continue to be quoting Miss Hodakapi because she is, I just love her. I love all her books. I just love her as a human and I respect her so much.
She didn't make changes in her life until she was in her 40s. You don't hit 40 and all of a sudden your life stops. You know what? We're proof of that.
And then she turned 60 and walked away from the Today Show.
I know.
Right? So it just shows you are never too old to do anything. Age is just a number that we assign meaning to.
Yeah.
I don't even think about my age.
I am not 42 in real life.
In real life, I don't know what age I am, but I'm living my best age.
I'm still 30, I think.
I do feel like 30, yeah.
Except I just my hangovers are worse and I need more sleep.
Yeah, same. Which kind of ties into our episode this week.
It does.
What was your rose, Rin?
My rose is it is Anthony's weekend off, and we don't get those very often.
Yay! Gonna do a little fall activity.
We are going to the Naples Grape Fest.
Oh, okay.
I don't like pie. Well, I only like...
Wait, what?
It's Dyson, I swear. I only like two kinds of pies. Pecan pie, which I can no longer have because nuts are not safe for me.
And grape.
Grape pie. And Naples Grape Fest is like the festival of grape pie. So I'm going to get the only pie I like and can eat.
Gosh. I love that. I did not know where you were going with this. I mean, I do know you like grape pie, but...
I should have led with that first. I'm just all of a sudden I'm like, I only like two pies. And you're a Long Islander. You're probably like, why is she talking about pizza?
I know. Right?
Remember when we went to college and you guys were like, we should order some pies. And I was like, who wants to eat pie after they've been drinking all night? That's disgusting.
No, a pizza pie. Yes, on Long Island we refer to it as a pie. But here it is not the case. You're getting a pizza.
Not the case. Oh my God.
Oh, so fun. So fun.
Right.
Well, I'm excited that Anthony has a weekend off and
we
you guys
we need it.
Going to do some pieing together. All right.
Let's jump into it.
All right. Let's jump into our episode. So we've been talking a lot about holistic doctors. Mm-hmm. And when my brother, as I shared with all of you, went to the holistic doctor, he walked away with a huge pile of paperwork. And in there was a document detailing the magnificent 7 of healing. Mm-hmm. And this concept of healing is most commonly associated with a holistic model of health that emphasizes several foundational areas of wellness. And Dr. Robert Rakowski popularized this framework. And it includes eat right, drink right, think right, move right, sleep right, poop right, talk right. It sounds so catchy saying
it. It is real catchy.
And literally my brother took a screenshot of it and sent it to me. He's like, this is the way we need to be thinking and like doing life or whatever. And I'm like, we need to do an episode on this. This is so true, so relatable, and so powerful.
We have lots to say about each of those 7 things.
We do.
So Dr. Robert Rakowski is a functional medicine doctor, chiropractor, and nutrition expert with over 30 years of helping people improve their health. And he has been teaching and lecturing all over the world with one purpose: to make us live longer, better, and stronger. So today we want to kind of dive deep into these simple foundational areas of wellness in hopes that you can take away at least one thing to implement into your life. So I want to start with the first one, which is eat right.
Which I feel like this is right up your alley because you're doing your whole health coach thing and talking to people about eating.
This is right up my alley. So when you choose whole nutrient-dense foods, you are literally giving your cells the building blocks they need to repair and regenerate. So think like colorful vegetables, quality protein, healthy fats, fruits, nuts, and seeds. And these foods are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that help calm inflammation, strengthen the immune system, and keep our gut, which is the foundation of our health, happy.
Love that.
On the flip side, processed foods, which are full of refined sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives, are like adding fuel to the fire. So they can drive inflammation, disrupt digestion, and leave you feeling sluggish, which makes it harder for your body to heal. when that happens?
I'm really just thinking about myself right now.
Yeah.
And I eat processed foods, specifically
Yes, you do.
Ruffles. It's easy.
Specifically Ruffles.
Because it's easy to chew and digest, and it's so salty and yummy. And I know I can be doing better. And when I'm complaining that I feel like garbage, I know it's my chronic illnesses, but I also know I could be feeling my body better.
Yeah. When I was first diagnosed with gastroparesis, I was under a false impression that I had to eat processed junk food to stay healthy. And once that changed is when I started to get better. So, and that's really kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like when I started looking at food as medicine, especially for fertility, really, I realized I needed to make some big changes. And it wasn't just about eating like healthy in a general sense. It was about eating in a way that supported my hormones, my gut health, and lowered inflammation in my body.
I'll be honest. It's like you're stepping into motherhood. This is what we do, right? This is just like you wearing your mom hat, thinking about your baby, getting ready for your body to be in the right state, right?
Yep. So for this eat right, you want to focus on whole, clean food. So like prioritize lots of vegetables. I personally could tolerate, the things I can tolerate with gastroparesis are like sweet potatoes, carrots, squash, mushrooms, spinach, all cooked really well, no skin. So that's what works for me. Quality proteins like chicken, eggs, fish, healthy fats like avocado and olive oil. I kind of began thinking less about calories and more about nutrients. And I was asking myself, what does my body need to build a healthy egg? And what does my body need to keep my gut healthy and calm? And you have to listen to your body because my body literally tells me, no, this food's bad for you.
Right. Yes. Oh, speaking of, it just made me think, I can't really tolerate lettuce. I literally eat it and poop straight lettuce.
Yeah.
I tried butter lettuce.
Told you. You can eat it, right?
I ate it and I had no issues.
Yeah.
So you're right. Like I was writing off lettuce because I just felt like my body couldn't digest it.
Yep.
I can eat butter lettuce.
I can eat butter lettuce, no problem.
Thank you for that suggestion.
You're welcome. It's delicious too.
It is so yummy. I made Connor eat it. His first salad.
Did he like it?
With a lot of ranch dressing. Yes, he did great. He ate it.
Ate green things. I'm so proud of him.
I'm so proud of him.
A second important thing is reduce inflammatory food. So I cut back on processed foods and sugar as much as possible because inflammation is a huge piece of fertility. And for me, that looked like swapping out packaged snacks for things like nut butter on a rice cake or a nutrient-dense juice that I make with my own juicer. It wasn't about being perfect, but about giving my body the best chance to heal. Another important thing is balancing blood sugar because blood sugar balances everything for hormones. So I started eating protein and healthy fats with every meal. No more skipping breakfast. I focused on a good protein and or fat source in the morning to keep my energy and mood more stable, and it actually works.
I love that.
It really does work.
I wish I could get something
I know,
down
I
my
wish
old
you
esophagus. Sometimes I wish I could just like slap an IV in or something and just like bypass the esophagus, get to my belly.
I wish you could. We'll invent it someday.
Okay, that'd be nice.
And then supporting gut health. So I mean, with fertility specifically, gut health is huge because it impacts nutrient absorption and inflammation. And I leaned into gut-friendly foods that I could tolerate and stayed away from the ones that caused me symptoms, even if they were technically healthy. Learning what worked for my body was key. And making these changes, I just want to point out, was not overnight. It was step by step. And it was about progress, not perfection. But every choice I made felt like I was partnering with my body in this journey. And just some tips when you're thinking about making these changes. Crowd out instead of cut out. So just add more colorful veggies to your plate before worrying about perfection.
I love that. It takes the stress off of it.
Yeah.
And off of yourself.
Think balance, not extremes. So pair protein, fat, and fiber at meals to keep your blood sugar steady. And then, like I said, listen to your body. If certain foods leave you bloated, tired, or foggy, that's data, not a failure.
I love that. So you're just taking how you feel and using that to inform what you do tomorrow.
Exactly.
And being easy with yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
All right, number two, my favorite drink, right?
Yeah, you're really good at this one.
Hydration is foundational. Clean, mineral-rich water helps every cell function, supports digestion, detoxification, and energy. And many people confuse thirst with hunger. So drinking enough can even balance your cravings. I mean, I literally am obsessed with water. I chug water like a wild woman.
You and Anthony.
I get up in the morning and I fill like my big drinking glass. So I don't know, what is that? Maybe like 10 ounces. I drink like 10 to 20 ounces before I even leave the house. And it feels so good. For me, it just like goes down my esophagus, cools it. And then it makes me feel full when I, can't really eat in the morning or eat food just yet. Yeah. I just love it so much. And the thing is too, is I think just when you're trying, like for you, you don't really love water that much, right? So just some practical tips for people who are not like me, who are not water lovers. Aim for enough water. So a good rule of thumb is about half your body weight in ounces per day, and adjust it if you sweat a lot or exercise. And don't wait until you're thirsty. By then you're already dehydrated. Yes, and you know important. That feeling. Like
dehydrated is a yucky feeling.
Yes, it really is. And talking about like quality of water and prioritizing it, I mean, I feel like there's so many different conflicting things about water. Or do you drink your tap water? Choose filtered water that reduces chemicals. You just want to do what feels right for you. I'll be honest. I'm a big old tap water drinker. I know. And you know what? It's just me. And I feel like it tastes nice for me. And I love it.
If it works for you, it works for you.
It does. But then, my mother only drinks pure bottled water. That's all she will drink. My brother drinks water that has high alkaline levels. Yep. So then there's that too. So, you really just want to pick a water choice that is best for you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know people like to add flavor to it. That's a great way if you're not really into drinking just straight water. Add some flavor to it. And watch dehydrators. So caffeine and alcohol can dehydrate you. So try to pair them with extra water.
Yeah, that's really important.
You guys know I love my wine. I drink wine. For every glass of wine I have a glass of water. No matter what's going on. Now, sometimes when I'm out, does the wine flow and I forget to have as much water as I should?
Well, what happens?
Yeah, you got to listen to your body. Signs of dehydration can include dry mouth, dark urine, fatigue, headaches, and even sugar cravings. Honestly, I sometimes get excited when I pee and it's so clear. I'm like, God, I drank a lot of water today. I'm really obsessed with my water drinking. It's crazy.
I feel like Anthony does that too. He's like, oh, my pee is too dark. Have to drink more water. And I'm like, you are a weirdo.
Over there, like, I drank one glass today.
I can't do water. And that's a sensation for me with my gastroparesis. Like, drinking water makes me feel like I have the Atlantic Ocean inside of me. But I know Gatorade isn't the best for you, but it's fluids for me. Right, and it's better than drinking 17 cans of soda a day. So
That's so true.
I'm drinking Gatorade. And, guys all know, if you didn't listen to last season, I love juice. I drink my juice and my Gatorade, okay? I'm working on it.
You're doing your best.
I'm trying hard.
But you also got to enjoy the things that you love, like your juice.
Like my juice.
All right. Number 3 is think right. You've all gotten to know me by now, so you know this is my jam. Your thoughts shape your reality, and positive, empowering, and hopeful thinking supports stress resilience and healing, while chronic negative thought patterns can deplete energy and worsen your illness. And, I feel like I've been really leaning into my mindset tools as the October 30th date approaches. I am finding October 30th is when I get my manometry, my endoscopy, all of that, which is going to let us know what stage echolalia I'm in. I find that I am going to a dark place more often, and I'm having to do the stop sign in my mind and redirect my thoughts and go to tools that I use daily to kind of help reset my mind and my energy, because I am nervous. And it's approaching, and it's on my mind and it's on my heart. And something though I did actually tell my mom about when she needed a little strategy. It's called the 15-minute rule. I don't know where I learned this from or what, but basically whenever you have a problem going on or something you're worried about, for me, this test, you get 15 minutes a day to think about it. And then that's it. I can think about it. I can cry about it. I could worry about it. I could feel all the feelings. And then that's it. My 15 minutes is up and I can't think about it until tomorrow. So I told my mom to do that when she was, navigating something in her life. And I think she said it really worked and it works for me.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
I haven't, but I did talk with my therapist about this actually just yesterday, actually. Yeah. And I couldn't do 15 because my thing that's on my mind is IVF. And it's it's an important piece of my life right now. And I can't just dedicate 15 minutes a day to it.
Right.
So instead, we kind of did the reverse. And I have 3 hours a day that I'm not allowed to think about it.
Okay.
So from 6 o'clock till I go to bed, I'm not allowed to research it. I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm not allowed to think about it. I was on the phone.
Oh, did we just bring it up?
It's okay. No, it's okay. I was on the phone with I think I was on the phone with you actually the other day, and I was like, it's 5:58. I only have 2 minutes left, so let me get it all out real quick.
I'm like, okay, let me stop talking.
So yeah, I'll get there someday, maybe.
Yeah. So, and I think it's just finding strategies and tools that work for you to help keep your mind feeling right. And it can be things with practicing gratitude daily, having that gratitude journal that, we all talked about a lot of times. Reframing your challenges that you're going through.
You're really good at this one.
Which one?
Reframing challenges.
Instead of why is this happening to me? What can I learn from this? Or how is this helping me grow?
You are the queen of this. I'm going to get you a crown that says, I reframe challenges.
I love it. I'll wear it proudly.
Okay, good.
Because it's true. I really believe every time I'm like, what is here to teach me? I'm going to learn something.
Yeah.
Am I not a teacher, student, a lifelong learner here? My favorite is visualizing what you want. And I'm excited as I'm reading Hoda Kotb's new book because I feel I think there's a chapter on that. I'm not 100%. She was kind of leading into it where you're thinking about how it's going to go for you, what life is going to look for you, or how your disease is going to progress in a positive way. Yeah. So I'll be honest, I've been trying really hard to visualize my esophagus just like a shining star in there, really just
shining star.
Really healthy looking and pink and just even though it's paralyzed, it is doing well. And I keep visualizing that. But then I have moments where I just break down and cry because I'm like, what if it's not, but you keep going back to reframing your thinking and shifting your thoughts as you can, to the next best feeling. Limit negative input for me. And I know this is crazy. I don't watch the news.
I was just say you hate the news.
I don't watch the news. I don't consume a ton of social media. I'm not a big scroller. I go on purposefully. I honestly only follow people on social media that fill my cup, positive things or funny things. I'm following these 2 new funny dogs right now, and they just crack me up. It's a source of joy for me. And I don't watch the news. When I watched the Today Show to see Hoda's interview, I was I would fast forward through all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'll tell you something that's happening in the real world, and you're like, "What? I had no idea."
I know. And my mom always says to me, "You should be educated about what's going on in the world." I'm like, my thought is yes, to an extent.
Yeah,
but if I learn about it and there's nothing I can do to stop it, help it, change it, why do I need to know about it? Sure. Of course, I need to have Sean always alerts me, Lauren, something big's happening, a hurricane's coming or whatever it is, right? Otherwher, I don't really
I know. I'm usually the one to tell you, we're getting a storm, there might be a snow day.
I know. I'm like, yes, that's the news I want to hear. And then lastly, just lean into mind-body practices. Go back and listen to our episode that we did with Erica Ebert last season. She broke down just mind-body practices and working on your mindset in an amazing way. So if you're searching for just more ideas on how to think right, that's a great episode to listen to. She is fantastic.
She's wonderful.
All right. And then my favorite one.
I know. This is really... they're all your favorites.
They're all my favorites, but these are in a row my favorites. Number 4 is move right. And the body is designed to move. Daily movement, whether you're walking, stretching, lifting, yoga, it keeps circulation, lymph, and energy flowing. And movement is both physical and emotional medicine. And I'll be honest... I hated running in high school.
Really?
My mom forced me to join track because I was a runner, she was a runner, and Kathy was a runner. My Uncle Johnny was, Grandpa was. We have the long legs. We're going to be great runners. I went out for track. I hated it. I was good at it, but I hated it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the
Look at you
pressure.
now.
That's what I didn't like. I didn't like having to run fast and beat somebody.
Yeah.
Think about what kind of runner I am now.
Yeah. You do it at your own pace.
All these runners are like, let me get my time. Let me see how many minute miles. I'm like, I don't even care. I don't even care. I found a way to move my body and do something I love that works for me.
Yeah.
So I am that slow runner who doesn't worry about her pace.
Which is perfect. That's all you need to be.
And it really saved me. It was medicine for me when I was battling panic attacks all those years ago. It gave me a way to manage that without medicine. It really was my medicine, running, which was great.
I have to get better at this one.
What have you been doing to move, though? You've been moving a little bit.
Not really.
You walk, Rena.
Well, in the field. I do have to get better at it. Here's the thing. I used to be a synchronized swimmer. They don't call it that anymore. It's now called artistic swimming, but I will always call it synchronized swimming. And I genuinely I am happy underwater. Like I used to go to practice early and just swim laps underwater back and forth for like 2 hours. I'm happy in the water. I move in the water, but it's not an easy thing to do if you don't have a pool, especially in New York. Like
I know.
You can only use your pool for like 2 months.
And right, exactly.
You know, like I need to be rich so I can have an indoor pool.
There you go. Cast a vision. This is time for you to visualize.
Visualize? Yeah, that's great. I really genuinely hate working out. I got kicked out of Pilates class for laughing. I hate all the other. Anthony tried to make me work out in the basement. I hated that.
I remember that phase.
Yeah. You took me to yoga once and I did it, but I hated it. I did the dancing one, a Zumba or whatever it's called. I hated all of it. So I guess outside of swimming, I haven't found what works for me yet, but maybe I'll find it someday.
Yeah. I mean, it can be as basic as just putting on some music in your kitchen when you're cooking and dancing around. I
think I need to get one of those little walkie things so I can watch Law and Order and be like, I'm catching the bad guy.
Room. That is your answer. That's perfect. People have a lot. I've noticed at doctor's offices, like the receptionist, I'm like, you seem in motion over there, but yet you're so still. And then she's like walking on one of those walkers.
Yeah, walking pads.
That might be the key for you, Rome. Let's do it. So I guess if you're having trouble trying to figure out what's best for you, maybe just aiming for a little consistency, not intensity.
Yeah.
A little bit goes a long way. Try to incorporate it into your day if you can. I feel like even little things like you could take the stairs instead of the elevator or park farther away when you're at the parking lot.
Idea.
Right? And, I think it's just ideas of just incorporating into what you're already doing. So you're not feeling like, I hate working out and I have to work out.
It's not pressure.
Right. For me, I'm always like, I need to go for a run because I have to release all the energy from the day, all the stress, And it's honestly, I know some friends who their kids have trampolines, bouncing on a trampoline.
Well, actually, that would be fun. I would do that.
Right? Like it's really good. And I think, I don't know who was, another friend was telling me how like beneficial it is, but careful, as we get older, our bladders aren't.
Yeah.
Especially as we get older.
Luckily, trampolines are cleaned easily.
Yes.
A little Lysol wipe.
That is very true. Very true. But I mean, all in all, movement is a great way to just shift your move, a quick walk, doing something that really lowers your stress and boosts those endorphins is what's important. Yep. So find something that works for you. Yeah. And if anybody has any tips for a room besides the walking pad, which I think is a really good try.
I know. I think I'd like that. I'm open to suggestions though.
All right. Tell us if you have any suggestions for her.
All right. On to one of my favorites. This is my real favorite though.
Okay.
Sleep right. Mm-hmm. Sleep is not just downtime. It's one of the most powerful tools we have for healing. When we get deep, restorative sleep, our body finally has the chance to do its repair work. Our hormones regulate, our cells rebuild, and our immune system gets a boost. If we skip sleep or don't get enough quality rest, our body simply can't keep up. It's like asking it to run on an empty tank. If you think about it, sleep is filling your gas tank every night.
Yeah, it really is.
And so you know me. You've known me for 20-something years. Sleep has always been a big priority for me. Not because I'm super disciplined, but because I honestly feel my best after a solid 9 hours. Actually, I could sleep for 12 hours and be really happy.
I know. You were a big old sleeper. I remember in college, I'd be like poking you. Yes. Like, bro, are you awake yet?
And I do remember when I was my sickest, when I was first diagnosed, I chose sleep over everything else because it was the only time I felt good with my gastroparesis and my esophageal motility issues. But those were dark times.
Yes.
But sometimes in dark times, we learn an important lesson.
Yes.
And I've learned that when I'm well rested, my digestion works better, my pain and bloating are more manageable, and my whole system feels calmer. And when we started IVF, I actually leaned into this even more because sleep is a cornerstone of hormone health and fertility. And deep restorative sleep help balance cortisol and support estrogen and progesterone production, which is all important for ovulation, egg quality, and a healthy luteal phase. So without enough sleep, those hormones get thrown off, making it harder for your body do what it needs to do.
Right. So you really have to prioritize sleep. I know that is not something that I do at all. It's like the last thing because I'm go. I have a million things to do. And I just feel like it's every waking moment, something amazing can happen. You can do something. I'm always in motion.
I hear a lot of parents say that once their child goes to bed, that becomes the only time they have for themselves. And I do understand that that's really important. But sleep is also important because I just want to explain a little bit on how sleep heals. So
tell me, because maybe this is going to help me actually try to get to bed sooner.
Yeah, so
give it to me.
It balances your hormones. Okay. So cortisol, which is your stress hormone, really important. I mean, you don't really care about your reproductive hormones right now.
No, all set. Nope, that ship is
someone like me, that's important. Cellular repair is a big one. So while we sleep, our bodies rebuild and detox. So your gut lining heals, your brain cells get repaired and refreshed. And if you're trying to have a baby, that's when your eggs, kind of like grow and flourish.
And I feel like your skin too. Like sometimes I'll have a little breakout and I'll do a mask before bed. And then when I wake up, I'm like, oh, my skin looks so much better. It like repaired while I slept.
Yes. And then immune support. So sleep strengthens your immune system and helps keep inflammation down, which is key for everyone. Like we're all prone to inflammation, and sleep gets rid of it. That's one of the only natural fixes for inflammation.
And it's free.
It's free. You don't have to pay for it. So here are just some practical tips that I use that help me. So you have to be really intentional about your nighttime routine, just like you are with any other routine.
Right, yeah.
I personally have a white noise machine that I use. It's actually brown noise. Whatever. I remember use any kind of noise that
I'll never forget in college. You didn't have a noise machine. What did you have? An air purifier or something.
And it was loud. Yeah.
It was loud. And you were like, I hope you don't mind. I'm like, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. It helps me.
Yeah.
I also go to bed at the same time every night, and I'll stay up a little bit late on weekends, but not too late. I'll only do it for special occasions, and I'll tell you what, I pay for it after. Like the night we were out for your birthday, we weren't even out that late. I think I went to bed by 12:30. I was dying all weekend.
Yeah, whoopsies. I might have stayed up to 2.
Yeah, I could never do that. So being consistent most nights can make a difference. And this is really a theme with all these things we're talking about. Just a little bit of consistency goes a long way.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for my next favorite one?
Oh, let's hear it, Room.
Poop right.
You little pooper.
Okay, we're going to talk about it because it does not get enough attention. Poop. It is not just about comfort. It's actually one of the most important detox pathways in the body. And when we have a daily healthy bowel movement, we are clearing out waste, toxins, excess hormones, and byproducts that our body does not need. It's literally one of the simplest ways we support our body's natural detox process.
I love it. I love a good poop. I really do.
Me too. I don't get them that often, but I do love them.
And I go 4 to 5 times a day.
I'm so jealous. I'm lucky if I go 4 times a week. So here's why it matters. So detoxification, your liver works really hard to process toxins and excess hormones, but if you're not eliminating them regularly, those things can get reabsorbed back into your bloodstream.
Oh, that just sounds dirty.
It sounds great. Ugh. Hormone balance for women especially. So estrogen has to be cleared through the gut. And if you're constipated, it can lead to something called estrogen dominance, which can affect fertility, mood, and cycle health, which is actually something that's happening to me right now.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy, but makes sense.
Yeah, it is. It's probably really kind of a waterfall thing. Like I'm constipated, then I get this estrogen dominance, and now I have this crazy thing in my uterus that's fueled by estrogen.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's the source is poop.
The source is poop. And gut and immune health. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. So keeping things moving supports your immune defenses and reduces inflammation. And I know not many people want to talk about this, but what does healthy poop look like?
All right, tell us. And if this is something that you don't want to hear, then just press fast forward. But for the rest of us that like to know that they're feeling good and eliminating correctly.
Yeah.
Or healthily.
So a healthy bowel movement is typically once or twice a day, easy to pass, and leaves you feeling completely emptied. So no straining, no discomfort. And there is actually a chart, and it's called the Bristol stool chart that shows you what healthy poop looks like.
When we were doing research for this episode, I didn't watch it. I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is very telling.
Like, if you have little nuggets, that's not good.
Right.
If you have loose, like emoji poop looking, it's not good either.
Right.
There should be a log.
There should be a log. I wonder who poops logs a lot.
Some red flags would be like constipation, diarrhea, or irregularity. Those are all signs that something is off, and that could be dehydration, a lack of fiber, gut dysbiosis, or actually even stress can do that to you.
Yeah. You know what? I know it. I always say right before I fly, I get the colonoscopy clean out because I get a little nervous flying the day before, especially if I'm at school. Heather knows. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go again. In my nerves, my body is just nervous, and it's just, we like to really get a good old elimination before flying.
Maybe I need to like get stressed more. That'll poop. No, I don't want to do that.
No.
But here are some tips on how to support healthy pooping.
All right, let's hear it.
Hydration, fluid.
Okay.
Fluids are the number one most important factor for regularity.
No wonder I poop so well.
And then fiber. You want to get enough soluble fiber. That's important, not insoluble. You want soluble fiber. So fruits, cooked vegetables, so basically whole foods. You want that kind of fiber to keep things moving. And then movement, like you said, physical activity stimulates the gut. Even walking helps.
Yes, like when I have a clog in my esophagus or I wake up and I feel really nauseous, going for a run, it helps me. That movement helps move it all.
And then stress management. High stress slows digestion, mindfulness, and deep breathing can actually help.
It really can. A little meditation there.
Yeah. I know for me, managing motility disorders, this piece is really important. And in my gastroparesis coaching, I tell people that poop, being constipated, pooping, it's a symptom management tool. If you are constipated, you are further slowing down your digestive tract, which is already slowed down with gastroparesis. So got to get the poop out somehow.
Got to focus on it.
So I try to stay as regular as possible because I know how crummy I feel when things get backed up.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to deal with the enema bucket.
No, you do. Nobody wants that. And getting things moving is not just about comfort. It's about giving my body the chance to fully detox and function at its best. I'm a kind of person, I take extra steps to ensure that this happens for me. And it isn't always perfect, but I'm striving for perfection in this department. I want to poop right.
There you go, Rome. You're going to get there. I believe in you.
I'm going to visualize it.
Visualize it. Actually, that's great. Put all your energy towards a good poop.
I'll call you tomorrow morning if it works.
All right, perfect.
All right. And then the next one is talk right, which kind of goes with your thinking right.
It does.
Right?
The power of our words.
The power of words. So the words we speak to others and to ourselves literally shape our biology. So talk right is about using language to build yourself up, to connect with others, and to create an environment of healing. Words have power. They can either stress your system or soothe it. So speaking kindly to yourself calms your nervous system. Like harsh self-talk can trigger cortisol, and which is your stress hormone, which over time can impact everything.
Yes.
We've all been there.
Yes.
And that mind-body connection, so like positive language, you just said this, can shift your mindset and create a more hopeful outlook.
Yeah.
Meaningful conversations strengthen relationships, which are one of the strongest predictors of lifespan and health span.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
So for me, this one actually really hit home during our fertility journey because it's really easy to spiral into negative self-talk.
For sure.
Like to tell myself that my body is broken or failing me. And I'm going to be really honest with everyone. I let myself go into that spiral. And my therapist called me out on it.
I love your therapist.
She's your therapist now too.
Yeah, we will be sharing a therapist.
She actually had me do this really cool activity called narrative therapy.
Okay.
And it
Tell
helped
us about it.
It helped me. She said basically, I exist in many different stories. I exist as Stephanie, a friend. I exist as Stephanie, a wife. I exist as Stephanie, a daughter. Stephanie, a podcast host. Stephanie, a teacher. Stephanie, an aspiring mom. And she said, right now, my problem story is Stephanie, the aspiring mom.
Right.
So she said, let's write about it. So she asked me, like, think of a fictional place. And I said, it's the Dome in Hunger Games. Like, I got to get out. And she's like, how big is it? Is it like the size of a house, the size of a city? I was like, it's the size of a city. She's like, what color is it? I said, black. She goes, where do you feel it? I said, in my head and in my heart, I feel it everywhere. And she said, what are words to describe it? And I said, disheartening, frustrating. So then she read it back to me like a story. She's like, I have this feeling and it's big. It's as huge as a city and it's black. And it's dark and I feel it. I feel it in my head, in my heart. I feel it all over my body. And like it's disheartening and it's frustrating. It gives me a sense of less self-efficacy. And like when she said it like that, I was like, yikes. And then she goes, now I want you to think of a fictional character it reminds you of. Someone who is like so hyper vigilant and focused and depressed and angry. I was like, Wednesday Addams. She goes, okay, you have Wednesday Addams living. Where does Wednesday Addams live? She's like, and I go, inside of me. She's like, you have Wednesday Addams living inside of you. She's like, how do we pull Wednesday Addams out of you? And that's when we came up with for 3 hours a day, I can't have Wednesday Addams living inside of me.
There you go. You got to take a break, kick her out. I love that. That's so powerful. Your therapist is so wise.
She really is. So it was like kind of taking a look at it like that. I realized how dark and heavy it is. And I really have to get intentional about the words that I use with myself. So instead of saying, my body can't do this, I'm going to start to say, my body is doing its best. My body is working hard. My body is preparing for what's next. And those words are going to help shift how I feel and give me more peace and trust in the process. So
I love that.
Talk Right isn't just about self-talk either. It's about how we connect with others. And I leaned on my support system. You, Anthony, my mom. Like I had honest conversations with all of you. I had to set some boundaries with other people because unhelpful comments or questions don't help. They make things worse. So
you put those boundaries up.
Yep. And those conversations made me feel supported and less alone, which is so healing in itself. So just some practical tips, like notice your self-talk. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? And if not, reframe it.
I love that.
Yeah. And practice gratitude out loud. Speak gratitude shifts. Like say out loud things that you are grateful for every day.
Can I tell you something I do?
What do you do?
When I'm driving to work.
What do you do?
When I'm not talking to you. We do talk to each other on the phone while we drive to work. I'll like be listening to a podcast or listening to something and some type of like good feeling strikes and then something comes to my mind and I put on music and then I just like speak like all these things that I have that I'm grateful for, what I'm casting the vision. I like get myself so pumped up. The energy is so high in my car. I arrive like wherever I'm going, usually it's work, like vibrating.
It's driving Reiki.
It's, oh my gosh, I'm doing driving Reiki. I wonder what Deb thinks about this.
We'll have to chat with her
about it. But I literally just talk to myself and I pump, but out loud in the car. And then I'm like listening to the music and I'm jamming out. And it's just, but it always stems from like something like today I was listening to Amanda Francis, who I love. And she did like a 3-day little challenge thing. And whatever she was saying, I was like, yes. And it got me thinking about some future stuff I have happening. I press pause. I'm like, yes, that's going to be me. That's going to be this. This is what's happening. I'm like, I'm grateful for it. I
like
see
a
it.
rap?
I feel
Were
it.
you rapping?
I mean, I wouldn't say I was actually, yeah, I was rapping.
I'll call you Ja Room.
That is so catchy.
I just came up with that on the fly, by the way.
Oh my gosh, Ja Rule. Maybe Ja Rule will hear about it and come on and rap to us.
Okay, Ja Rule, if you're listening, we really could use a theme song. So.
We really could. Ja Room's reaching out.
See, this is positive self-talk right now.
This is, right? And it literally, I highly recommend trying it. But it's not like it's something that's planned. It just happens to me.
Yeah. I think it's a great, I'm going to give it a whirl on Monday.
Give it a whirl. There are other times I use the OtterBox app, and it's an app where you can talk into it and it will record what you're saying, but it'll also translate it into words. So sometimes when I don't have time to do my gratitude journaling or my journaling in the morning, if it's a frantic morning and I've overslept, I mean, that barely ever happens.
Never get that call.
But I'll put on OtterBox while I drive and I'll just speak what I would have journaled about so that when I get home that night, I have the whole written piece. And sometimes I print it out and paste it in my journal.
I love you.
Okay. I really feel like I'm bearing all today. Now, as I'm driving to work on 332, colleagues of mine are going to be like, is she over there?
She's talking to herself over there.
She's rapping to herself, Ja Room.
So calling you that for that.
Oh my gosh, I got so crazy. I just kicked the mic.
All right. Well, that covers all of the Magnificent Seven.
Yes, it does. It does. So I do have a little bit of a tidbit, some book advice for all of you. This first one is more for teachers, and it's around talk right. I know we have a lot of listeners who are teachers, and it's called The Power of Our Words by Paula Denton. Now, like I said, it's geared toward teachers in the classroom, but it's all about your words, your tone, and your pace. Mm-hmm. Also good for parenting because sometimes, your tone is important, and how we speak and how we model for children in general is just so important. A more general book, though, is one of my favorites, Jen Sincero. She wrote You Are a Badass, I love
that book.
Yes, how to start doubting your greatness and how to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. Mm-hmm. And she talks about becoming aware of what your stories are and how you talk to yourself. And she talks about us calling these stories because they are just that. They are not the truth and they can be written. So whatever story you're telling, especially those negative ones, you can rewrite them, right?
I did that with my gastroparesis.
You did. You are living proof of rewriting a story. Mm-hmm. And we are, back to my quote from Hoda's book, we are the authors of our lives. So start really paying attention to the stories you tell yourself, the words you say, and what you think. And I feel like we get so used to certain things and then just identify with it and we don't even notice. Mm-hmm. So Jen suggests listening specifically for sentences that begin with, I wish, because that's kind of sharing I'm not in control, which can sometimes be disempowering.
Yes,
Isn't that interesting? I never, I can't, I should. When you say I should, it's but maybe I won't and maybe I don't want to. Mm-hmm. I suck at, don't want to be saying that. Yep. I want. Actually, I know that's I want this, but sometimes it could have a feeling of lack behind that, right?
Yes, it does.
I feel like you are living that right now, right? I don't have one day. I'm trying to. I just had this conversation with my mother the other day about stop saying you're trying to. And because it's you're trying to, but
I am.
Right, I am. Because when you're saying I'm trying to, it's I'm trying to, but I'm not totally committed yet. Mm-hmm. So using that I am, or I hope, when you say I hope, it's it might happen, it might not, it lacks faith. Yeah. It's the process of kind of busting yourself on your words, which is pretty easy if you really focus on it. Yep. You just have to make the decision to pay attention. So, of course, I've got some good replacement for you.
I'm ready for it.
All right, you ready for it? I have.
Love that.
I create. Mm-hmm. I am grateful for. I enjoy. I choose. I can. I love. I will. And I am. And those are just a few from Jenna Sincero and just some things that I say myself. But the last thing to share from Jen, and she quotes one of her favorite sayings in her book, a wise man once said nothing. That is a quote. A wise man once said nothing. And this reminds us that when we get silent, step out of the way and listen to our
gut.
True wisdom can reach us and flow out of us. So
That's really powerful, Rome, especially the part about paying attention to the words we use every day.
yes.
And that was such a big shift for me. Once I started noticing my I can'ts and my one days, I realized how much I was accidentally reinforcing limitations instead of possibilities.
Yes.
And I think it's so powerful for anyone listening who might be on a healing journey or navigating fertility or chronic illness or really any big life change. The words we choose literally shape how we show up for ourselves. So even shifting from saying, I hope this works to I trust this process is changing your mindset. And I am obsessed with that quote. You always find the best quotes.
Yeah. A wise man once said, nothing. It is very catchy too. Thanks, Rome, for the quote compliment.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, we really broke down a lot of things and try something.
Try something, one thing. And let us know if you do.
Yes.
We'd love to hear it.
We would love to hear it. So thank you for being with us. And if you, of course, have been enjoying the podcast, the best way you can support us is by leaving a 5-star rating and a written review wherever you listen to your podcast. And that really is the only way we can reach more people, grow the show, and keep having these important conversations.
Yes. And go to our show notes or social media to sign up for our email list. It is the best way to keep up with everything we've been up to. So episode drops, and it helps avoid getting lost in the ever-changing social media algorithms. And you can follow us at I've Got Guts Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook.
And you can email us at ivegotgutspodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.